Hey y'all, so today I'm doing my August wrap up and I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently. I know before I had where basically I did like a first 2-week wrap up and then a second 2-week wrap up, but this time I'm going to do it a little bit different and we'll see how it goes. This month has just been insane. I got super sick with a sinus infection, was out of work for almost a week. I couldn't film because I couldn't even talk. My voice was very squeaky and weird. I still feel like it's a little off, but we're just going to go with it. Then last Friday, I got into a car crash, and the guy hydroplaned. We had a lot of rain, and the guy hydroplaned through a stop sign and hit us. My husband and my daughter were with me, but we're all fine. We weren't going too fast, but he did hit the car, and we get out. The front part of my car is just basically destroyed. I mean, it's still drivable. It's obviously ruined. And he gets out and his car doesn't even have a front bumper, but he says, "Do we have to report this?" And I'm just, yeah, look at my car. So anyway, but the reason why he didn't want to report it is because he didn't have insurance and his license was revoked. So there was that. Well, then insurance issues, but they're probably gonna have to keep my car for about 2 weeks. So that's great. Now, even though my life is a little upside down right now, I read 7 books in August, which was pretty crazy. The first book that I read was on audio, and that was The Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. I'm going to do like a small mini review on it. It was pretty good. I don't know if I really cared for it as much. I think I gave it like a 2 or a 3 star. It wasn't that inventive, and I know that's kind of hard to say about thrillers. I feel like I've read similar stories a lot, or like with a similar premise. The setup and the characters are different, but the reason why something happened is something that I've read several times. So it was a little lackluster for me, where maybe if I'd read it before some of these other books I would have liked it more, but I just haven't. The next book I read is The Subtle Art, we'll just leave it at that, by Mark Manson, and I really liked it. It's, of course, a kind of a self-help book. I really enjoyed it. It was pretty short, and I don't feel like it needed to be longer. I did enjoy it, and I feel like it has some really good points to it, so I would definitely suggest it. It's just kind of a different way of thinking about things, and it's something that I had been kind of feeling for a while, but he put it in a much more relatable way, and it kind of made me realize that yes, this is what I need to do to kind of help my own issues, my own anxiety, things like that, and just be happier. And that's, I feel like I've been on that road for a while, but it was kind of nice to have something kind of reinforce the steps that I've been taking as good, as beneficial. So I definitely suggest it. The next book that I read was My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. This is by Frederick Bachman, and this is the second book that I've read by him, and I loved both of them. I absolutely did. I think the first one that I read was A Man Called Ova, and this one was just really good. It has just a unique way of writing, and from the point of a little girl, it just is so good and so heartwarming. I actually mostly listened to it on audio through Scribd. They have a lot of his books, so I was really excited about that, and I really enjoyed it. It was so heartwarming, and kind of teaches you about people, and they all have these flaws, but they have these flaws because of some serious things that have been going on in their life, and that's why they act in these certain ways. And it's so good to kind of see, like, you can't always tell what people have gone through or are going through just by their behavior. Sometimes there's really valid reasons as to why they behave the way they do, and it just teaches you more about compassion, and such a great book. Really suggest it. The next book that I read was Needful Things by Stephen King. This was just a huge book in and of itself, but I really enjoyed it. At some points I kind of felt like it drug on a bit, but the information that you get within these pages really paid off in the end. I know that Nick from Knickknack's Corner and I are going to be talking about it a little bit more and doing a collaboration on it, so be on the lookout for that here soon. The next book I read on audio through Scribd is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. I still don't know how I feel about this book. Reading it, his writing style is a little jarring and it's hard to get used to. I don't know if I really liked it. I don't know. Things happen really fast at some points, and then at other points it just kind of drags on. And then when you get to the reason these things are happening, I thought it was one thing, and then come to find out it's this other thing. And this other thing is very anticlimactic. Is that the right word? I don't know. Whenever I fully formulate my thoughts and do like a mini review on it, I'll go into a little bit more, but it's supposed to be a horror and it was pretty crazy. I don't know if I'd consider it horror per se. Definitely interesting. I mean, it's short, so I would suggest reading it because a lot of people do seem to like it. It seems like one of those books where you either really like it or you really just don't. And I don't know where I fall on it. I think I'm leaning toward I just don't. So we'll see, but check it out. The next book that I squeezed in this month was Shadows of Self by Brandon Sanderson, which is the 5th book in the Mistborn era, or the 2nd book in Mistborn era 2. So it was pretty good. I still loved Mistborn era 1 more than era 2, but this one was really good. It had some pretty crazy things happen in it. Just, typical Brandon Sanderson. I'm interested. I'm definitely going to probably try to pick up the next one here soon, but I did really enjoy this one. They're always just super fast reads, and they're just fun, just good fun. Especially after reading Needful Things, I kind of needed something just kind of fun and quick and easy. The last book I read is Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell. I was reading this with doing the read along for Mike's book reviews on his channel, and I really loved this book. The humor it's a different style of humor than what I've read in any other book, and I really enjoyed it. There was one scene that I did not like whatsoever, and it still bothers me when I think about it. But outside of that, I still truly enjoyed it, and I'm excited to move on with the buddy read, or the read along, I guess is a better word for it. And yeah, I definitely suggest this one. So good. A review will be coming. So I was also reading Trust Exercise by Susan Choi, and as of today, literally like an hour ago, I DNF'd it. I don't DNF a whole lot, but I was listening to this on audio through Scribd, and this author, just her writing style is all over the place. It really is. I even had to slow down to 1 times speed, and normally I read between 1.5 and 2 times speed depending on the narrator. I had to slow down to 1 times speed because I was just thinking maybe it's just moving too fast and I'm not able to follow it. No, still can't follow it. It's just all over the place, and the kids in this book are like 15 at the beginning, and some of the sexual things that she talks about is pretty detailed, and it made me feel uncomfortable because they're 15. Why are we... I'm not so naive that I don't think 15-year-olds have sex. It's just, I also don't want to read details about 15-year-olds having sex because I am an adult, and it's just not what I want to read. I don't know. It was just really bizarre, and things that happen in that story, they're supposed to be like in this artistic high school basically where they teach them to be actors, and things happen that would not, I don't think, actually happen because like teachers get involved in their sex lives. They have a play that they put on like as juniors in high school where there's a lot of sexual content in this play, and I just don't, it's just not for me. It's not for me. I DNF'd it. So we're just gonna move on. I just started In the Dream House. I can't remember her name, but I'll put it out. I'll put it up because I just started it today, so I don't remember her name. But it's a memoir, and I'm listening to it on Scribd, and so far it's pretty interesting. I've only got about 30 minutes into it, so We'll see, but so far I do like it. A lot better than Trust Exercise, at least. So as far as my plans for September, we'll go ahead and add that to the August wrap-up. On Nick's Discord, we are going to be doing Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter as a read-along for this month, so I'm really excited to start this one. I'll probably start it today. I'm just really excited because I've heard great things about it, and I've had the audio for a while, but I did have to stop on audio just because I couldn't really follow with it, and I knew this was going to be a great story, so I'm probably going to do both audio and physical with this one. I'm super excited. I'm also going to be continuing the read-along with Mike on his Discord channel for After Traitor Slay, This Is Night's Shadow by Sebastian de Castell. And I really love the first one, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on with this one for September as well. My non-buddy read for the month, if I can finish Rage of Dragons. So I want to finish Rage of Dragons first, and then if I can squeeze in Bands of Mourning by Brandon Sanderson, I want to. It's pretty short. I think I might be able to squeeze it in. It would be the 6th and final installment of what is published right now for Mistborn, and I want to go ahead and finish it. I know the Era 2 has been my least favorites of his books, but I want to go ahead and get into Warbreaker so I can start on Stormlight Archive. So I want to go ahead and get this one done and finish it out and see where it goes. And I'm sure I'm sure it's going to be tons of fun. And of course, I'm continuing my Wheel of Time read. I'm still on the Great. I'm taking this a bit slower since I'm doing my weekly videos on Wednesdays for Wheel of Time Wednesday, so I'm taking it a bit slower. I didn't intend to take more than a month to read one of these books, but I feel like that's just kind of, with my life as it's going, I'm just taking it slower as I need to. I may pick it up and move faster, but I need to have more time to film, because I don't like reading too far ahead before I can film, because then I feel like it kind of gets muddled when I go back and talk about it. So I like to read my section, do the film, and then film that section, and then go and read the next one, and I feel like that's better for me. So if I can get ahead in filming, then I might kind of chug through this a little bit faster, but we're still continuing it. So if you'd like to, make sure to watch those videos. They come out on Wednesdays. I did have to miss a week because I was sick, but hopefully that's done now. And I'm also doing the Harry Potter deep dive on Fridays. Also had to miss 2 weeks on that as well. The audio was corrupted on last week's video. It's just been a month, guys. It really has. But let's move on into September and let's just get through it. And let me know down in the comments what you guys are planning to read, if you're planning on reading of these, or if you already have, what you think of the books that I did read. And definitely, if you've read Trust Exercise, please let me know what you think about it, because I just gave up. So I kind of want to know what you think. Now take care. Bye.